What's up, guys? It's Luca back with another video, and in today's video I wanted to do something a little different. I know it's early for this type of stuff, but I mean, it's never too early to start talking about the upcoming NBA draft. As the Toronto Raptors, we still don't know which pick they're gonna pick at. Of course, we gotta wait for the NBA draft lottery to officially know their fate, but we have a good idea of where they're gonna fall, just what the projections tell us. So in this one, I'm actually gonna tell you 5 players that the Raptors could draft, inspired of course by March Madness, because you're going to see some of these players play in the tournament. So consider this an early 2025 NBA mock draft as it pertains to the Toronto Raptors and some draft targets. Smash a like on the video and smash that subscribe button for more content just like this. Gonna have a lot of Raptors draft content on this channel as we get closer to the upcoming NBA draft. Now, before we get into the players I'm going to look at, you look at the Raptors, they're in that number 7 slot when talking about the tankathon, and it's going to be tough, I think, for them to surpass Philadelphia and Brooklyn, just based on how easy the Raptors' upcoming schedule is. 11 of the Raptors' final 12 matchups come against sub-500 teams. The lone team they have to play that is above 500 are the Detroit Pistons. So the Raptors, they're probably going to do some more winning down the stretch. I know they've been trying to tank, but I mean, we've seen it, right? Some of these games you just can't lose no matter how hard you try. So, you look at Philadelphia and Brooklyn, I think they're going to remain ahead of the Raptors, unfortunately. So for this one, I'm going to look at players who I think are going to be available for the Raptors. Call it in that 5 to 8 range, unless the Raptors get lucky, and I'm hoping they get lucky. I don't think they're going to get into that top 4. I mean, they're going to need the lottery gods to be on their side. As you see right here, they do have a 32% chance of getting in the top 4 if they were to remain with the 7th worst record, and they do have a 7.5% chance at landing the number 1 pick. So as much as I want this to be about Cooper Flagg, Dylan Harper, Edgecombe, Ace Bailey, I don't think the Raptors are going to be in that range, obviously, unless the lottery gods reward them with one. So let's just keep our fingers crossed that that happens. But for this, let's just say the Raptors fall in that range, 5 to 8. Right now, they're number 7. The first player I want to mention here and take a look at is Kasparas Yaka Chones. Now, I think Yaka Chones, it's kind of all over the place. I've seen draft boards have him as high as 5, but then I think Bleacher Report put out their latest mock draft, and they have him outside of the top 10. But you look at Yaka Chones, I mean, 6'6", he's got great size to the position, and really, you look at his game, he's just a tremendously gifted playmaker, and he just has a high feel for the game, and he uses that playmaking plus creativity to create good looks for himself and others, just that traditional playmaking guard. And he's not the most athletic player in his draft class, but he's just so fun to watch. He can manipulate defenses. He's got that pull-up shooting upside, his creativity, even his off-ball versatility. And I really like how he's able to just play well in late game situations. You could see the upside to this kid. How would this fit with the Raptors' long-term plans? That is the biggest question. Are they sold on IQ being the point guard of the future? Maybe they're not. Next, we're going to take a look at Derek Queen, the big man from Maryland. I really like this guy, man. Like, he plays so fun for a big man. He's more offensive minded, so if the Raptors want to go with a more offensive minded big, they could take a look at Queen here. And you look at him, he's basically the focal point of Maryland's offense. And I just love how he's got like such great size at 6'10", but he has guard skills, and he can just do so many things, like put the ball on the floor. He's able to create his own looks, get downhill on drives. He's showing off that playmaking upside as well. Kind of that like Nikola Jokic-esque type of play. Next, Trey Johnson. I think this is more in like the 7 range if the Raptors were to just get the number 7 pick, which they're projected to get right now. And Johnson's just a big-time scorer. I mean, he's a very nice option when you look at the middle of the lottery. 6'6" shooting guard. He's got elite shot-making ability. He averaged, 19.8 points per game as a freshman. He's able to hit his pull-up shots. He's capable of hitting contestant jumpers. Sometimes he relies too heavily on just a difficult shot diet. And then defensively, he remains a work in progress. But You look at his offensive upside, obviously, you know, he would be able to space the floor when you look at the outlook of this team with Barnes, Ingram, and Quickly. Now, guys, before I continue on with this video, I do want to quickly shout out BetUS TV. Thank you to them for powering today's video. For all your sports content, all things NBA, BetUS TV has you covered. Go follow them on X at BetUS TV. You could check them out on YouTube as well. Once again, shout out to BetUS TV for powering today's video. So next player I'm going to look at here is Malok, and I talked about him more in my last Raptors video, but Malok's more of like if the Raptors want to prioritize defense, because he's such a great prospect on that end. I mean, you look at him offensively, only able to knock down 20% of his three-point looks, but he is a 74.6% free throw shooter, which is very good, but it's his upside defensively that would definitely be his selling point. I mean, he's 7'2". He's just got a ridiculous 7'6" wingspan. He would easily pencil in as his team's backup for next season and future starter. And you look at Malok, I mean, this is a guy to look out for at the tournament. And then the last player I want to look out here, this is more so if the Raptors, again, stay where they're at or even fall a little bit, which I hope's not the case, but I'm looking at Jace Richardson, shooting guard from Michigan State. And he actually entered March Madness after combining for 38 points and 7 threes in 2 Big Ten tournament games. So he looked really good in those outings. And he's been really efficient off the ball. Got great finishing and 49.1% pull-up shooting. That's really good. He's 6'3", so his physical limitations could make it difficult to guard bigger guards. So just to recap, again, this is just looking at Raptors potential picks from like 5 to 8, call it. Yaka Chones, point guard from Illinois. Derek Queen, center from Maryland. Trey Johnson, shooting guard from Texas. Malok, center from Duke. And Jace Richardson, shooting guard from Michigan State. Again, this is going to change. Obviously, player stocks are going to fall and rise after the March Madness tournament. But I just kind of want to give you a couple of names to keep an eye out. And again, we're going to see most of these players in March Madness. Depending on whenever you watch this video, they could still be in the tournament, eliminated. So yeah, these are some names to keep an eye on. But what do you think, Raptors fans? Who's a name that you got a close eye on? I'm not talking about the big time players here, the stars, if you will. Again, players that are kind of projected to go in the Raptors range, which is increasingly likely at this point that it's going to be 5 to 8, call it. So let me know your thoughts, guys. Drop a like on the video. Smash that subscribe button for more. That's it for me. It's Luke signing off. Thanks so much for watching. I will catch you all again in the next one.